Hi guys and welcome back to Movies That Matter with the Viking and more fuel to the fire. We talked last week about David Ayer dropping some more bombs and specifically about Geoff Johns getting involved in his timeline of the Joker and Harley Quinn and the death of Robin. But now Ray Fisher, Cyborg himself, has come out and tweeted, "I feel your pain," a full week after David Ayer talked about this. So Ray Fisher talking about "I feel your pain." So this is insinuating that Geoff Johns, we already know that he rewrote a lot of the script with Joss Whedon, but it looks like he absolutely butchered Cyborg's character in Justice League, and we're going to see a completely new, different incarnation of the character in Zack Snyder's Justice League next year, which I'm very happy for. But look, this isn't good for Geoff Johns at all. He's getting a lot of hate. He's already been getting hate from fans for months and months. And now, people who he has worked with are starting to talk about what he's been doing. You know, we had David Ayer, now Ray Fisher adding fuel to the fire. Who's next? Who else is going to say stuff about Geoff Johns? Now, I think Geoff Johns at Warner Brothers, I think the power went to his head a lot. I think he was a yes man for the studio. He would do anything that they wanted. They wanted this bright and optimism thing because they thought that's what general audiences wanted, because that's what critics had brainwashed them into. But that's not what they wanted whatsoever, and the Snyder Cut movement was born out of all that. But I think he was being a yes man, and the power got to his head, and he was overruling David Ayer, and he was overruling Zack Snyder, you know, two big directors who have actually directed movies, not just comic book movies, but other successful films. And he's coming in, someone who's a comic book writer, telling them what to do, how to write scenes and stuff. You know, it just doesn't add up whatsoever. Geoff Johns, a very good, successful comic book writer and creator. Fair play to him on that point, but he should be nowhere near films in terms of telling Zack Snyder or David Ayer what to do. Yeah, he could be a good producer and things like that. I think he's doing well with Stargirl at the minute there. He's a producer on Titans. That's a show that I like. So I think he has his role to play, but I think he just needs to stay in that role. But how much more are we going to hear about Geoff Johns getting involved in productions and in rewrites and reshoots when he shouldn't have been? How much more did he make life miserable for Zack Snyder and David Ayer? You know, you have to feel for the guy in some way as well. He's going to get a lot of hate, more hate from fans, and if more information comes out about what he actually did, he's just going to get a lot of hate. But I think he does some good things in the business. But come on, man, when you're successful directors like Zack Snyder and David Ayer, you should not be getting involved. And look, Ray Fisher feels the same pain. He feels what David Ayer went through. His character, he was so involved in the process, as he said, with Chris Terrio, with Zack Snyder in creating Ray Fisher's Cyborg. He helped them, and then Geoff Johns comes in, Joss Whedon come in and change everything, reshoot everything, and make his character into a kind of a joke. So we'll have to wait till next year to see the true incarnation, but more are voicing their opinions on the matter, and I'm glad they are, I really am. Speaking of David Ayer, he released this unseen image of Katana today. It shows her, this will be her attacking the rest of the Suicide Squad, and we know because David Ayer told us before that she gets possessed by Enchantress and then turns on the squad and starts attacking them. There was a whole lot of her arc cut out of David Ayer's Suicide Squad, but he post this today probably because the Release the Ayer Cut Twitter page are running trending events for hashtag Release the Ayer Cut and doing a dedication for each character every day. Yesterday was Deadshot, today was Katana, and David Ayer released this picture. And Katana was pretty cool in the Suicide Squad from what we've seen. She had a really cool origin story that I would have liked to have seen fleshed out and looked at more. Also, it looks like she was hard done by this. Would have been a badass scene to see her take on the Suicide Squad and how she overcame this. And even the actress herself shared an image last week, the one that Boss Logic made of her character. So she's all for seeing more of her character, and David Ayer, of course, wants that cut out there. And I'm sure it will come if Zack Snyder's Justice League is a success in 2021, but we have to make sure it is by creating a lot of buzz and excitement around the release. But all in all, David Ayer's Suicide Squad looks like a very different film from what we've seen in 2016. And also something interesting about Zack Snyder's Justice League. My good friend Supin asked Zack, "Hi Zack Snyder, will you change the colour grading red sky we saw in Justice League?" And Zack Snyder responded, "Yes." And then Supin says, "Thank you for the reply. I knew it, but I needed to be sure. Can't wait." So yeah, remember all the bright sky that was in Zack Snyder's Justice League, what we were told was Zack Snyder's Justice League, but ended up being Justice League, and the Red Sky in the final battle with Steppenwolf and all the parademons. It just looked off. It didn't look right whatsoever, and it was just unappealing to the eyes whatsoever. But it's great to know that we won't get to see that in next year. The sky will probably just be a normal colour rather than the big red thing that we've seen 3 years ago. But if you can see in the images here, it's too bright. It just really doesn't appeal whatsoever. It's not the best thing, because I remember from the trailers we got to see that Batman taking on a few parademons, and the background was kind of bluish black, so that will be something to look forward to. At least we know that won't be happening. But we know this film is entirely Zack Snyder's, won't be anything got to do with Justice League. There will be no scenes reused or anything like that. It's been confirmed. Of course, he was hardly going to use any scenes from Josh Whedon anyway, but this just confirms that we will get rid of that red sky. Thank God. And of course, yesterday was the 7th anniversary for Man of Steel, an absolute masterpiece in the comic book movie genre. Still stands the test of time today, and still talked about 7 years later, just like Batman vs Superman. Still talked about. These films get a lot of critical reaction and negative talk, but they're still talked about, while some of these Marvel films that came out last year are forgotten about, not even talked about anymore. That's not dissing the Marvel movies, I like those too, but I just think the Zack Snyder comic book films, Watchmen, Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, are just a lot better, and are better made in terms of the quality and the team he has behind him. And then I seen this on Twitter this morning. I'm not too sure if it's new, but someone asked Zack Snyder, did Aquaman say, "I think we're all gonna die" in Justice League cut? And of course, you remember the Josh Whedon cut of Justice League, and there was a lot of kind of stupid and goofy dialogue in that film, and a lot of it was reshot, and that's one of the things that Aquaman had to say. "I think we're all gonna die." And then Aquaman's kind of character in Justice League was very different from the Aquaman we've seen in the solo film. A much better character, and I'm sure he'll be much better again in Zack Snyder's Justice League. With Zack Snyder, what do you have to say about all this? A simple no. So there you go. So they're going to be, they only use 10% of Zack Snyder footage, probably use none of his dialogue, so we're going to get a completely new incarnation of all these characters, a new incarnation of this story, and probably a lot of dialogue that we haven't heard in the 2017 version, but a lot of it that we heard in the trailers, the first trailer, maybe the second trailer. So Zack confirming more things for us. And some more good news. Stephen Weintraub had this to say last night. San Diego Comic-Con at home will be held on the same dates as the previously cancelled Comic-Con, July 22nd to 26th, and will be free. The promising panels, presentations about comics, gaming, television, film, and a wide variety of topics from publishers, studios, and more. So that's good. It was originally cancelled and everyone was kind of bummed out about that, but now it will take place at home and it will be free, so we'll get to see all the panels and interviews and kind of announcements, maybe trailers, all straight away with everyone else, because in other years you had to be at Comic-Con to kind of get the panels straight away. They might be on YouTube after, but some panels you might not even see, and now the trailer will be kind of released probably for us as well. Maybe Zack Snyder's Justice League will make an appearance in terms of a trailer, July 22nd, that's a good bit away from now so far, so could be a trailer ready for then, and that would be unbelievable. So definitely looking forward to that. So anyway, guys, as always, give a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on David Ayer's new post of Katana, Ray Fisher's comments about Jeff Johns, and Zack Snyder clearing and confirming some things about his cut of Justice League. Also, are you excited to have Comic-Con at home? It should be a lot of fun. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Also, come follow all my social media. Come and engage, talk about movies. That's what we love doing. You'll find all that in the description. Until next time, guys, stay positive.